Lots of unexpected actions have occurred on this week's Monday Night Raw episode as WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins and his crown jewel opponent, Drew McIntyre, both have joined the Judgment Day. Although the Judgment Day has been enjoying great success in WWE with its current 4 members, the faction remains open to welcoming new members. They have previously approached Jey Uso when he first appeared on Monday Night Raw, but since then have failed miserably to get him into the faction. But the Judgment Day haven't stopped their hunt to recruit more wrestlers into the factions yet. On Monday Night Raw, in a backstage segment, Rhea Ripley presented an offer that Seth Rollins could not refuse in order for him to join the Bloodline. While Seth Rollins was annoyed at Rhea Ripley approaching him, he did listen to what she had to say. Rhea Ripley offered Seth Rollins full protection of his current reign as World Heavyweight Champion, considering the wear and tear that Seth Rollins has on his body, especially his back. Rhea also made a deal with Seth Rollins, stating that as long as he is champion, Damian Priest will not try and cash in his Money in the Bank contract on Seth, but instead will go after the undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins wasn't liking Rhea's idea until Rhea Ripley promised Seth Rollins that he could make him more dominant than Roman Reigns. With that being said, Seth replied with, "I don't want to be nothing like Roman." While this would mean that Seth Rollins has declined Rhea Ripley's offer, he actually hasn't. Because seconds later, Ripley replied with, "That's not a no." And Seth would smile as he walked away. This indicates that Seth Rollins has indeed accepted the offer to join Judgment Day backstage, which would mean that Seth Rollins wants to be better than Roman instead of being another Roman Reigns. With this shocking recruitment of Seth Rollins, the Judgment Day could be more unstoppable than ever, and with Rollins by their side, they could totally take out the entire legacy of the Bloodline. But that's not where the Judgment Day stopped, because the Judgment Day has actually recruited another member of the Raw roster. And this one's a little bit more tricky considering it is Seth Rollins' opponent for Crown Jewel. On this week's Raw, Drew McIntyre squared off against Sami Zayn in a singles match. During the match, it looked like Sami Zayn would have Drew McIntyre beat, but out of nowhere comes Judgment Day leader Rhea Ripley to distract Sami Zayn and have Drew McIntyre win off of the distraction. After the Drew McIntyre pinned Zayn for the win, he looked Ripley in the eye as if he was thanking him for letting him pick up the win against Sami Zayn. For the past few weeks, the Judgment Day have been trying their best to talk with Drew McIntyre and recruit him to the Judgment Day, and after the results of Monday Night Raw, they finally have achieved their goal. But what does this mean for Crown Jewel 2023? If both Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins are in the Judgment Day now, will they still have a match? This all could be a big setup for either Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. But with the reputation Seth Rollins has as the mastermind in his earlier crafts as a WWE wrestler, it might all be a plan for the Judgment Day to screw Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel and have Seth Rollins walk out still World Heavyweight Champion. Or it could be the other way around, with the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre plotting against Seth Rollins and setting him up to lose the world title.